You know, everybody loves pandas, but you know what would be great for a sequel that doesn't involve pandas? Kung Fu Koala. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Ho! Welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie, wow, Kung Fu Panda 3. Ha ha! Whether you've been watching my reviews all 4 years or just starting, I have not reviewed any Kung Fu Panda movies because the last movie came out before I started making reviews. But I have seen all three movies up to this point, and I have to say, before I even review this film, that this Kung Fu Panda franchise is one of the more well-rounded animated features from any studio. DreamWorks, Pixar, you name it. But this movie is the third and likely conclusion to the Kung Fu Panda franchise, unless they continue the story further in a fourth movie, which is likely, but you never know. And our main character, Po, played by Blackjack, has become the Dragon Warrior of sorts, but not fully yet. He has not completed his training, according to his master, and in order to complete his training, he must learn about Chi, which is essentially the next step in his Kung Fu training. But when an old foe of certain characters comes from the spirit realm to attack China, Po, his friends, his long-lost father, and a bunch of other pandas must team up together to defeat this crazy mofo. Oh ho ho! Kung Fu Panda 1 was a very fun movie. There was nothing great about it. It was just a really fun way to start off an animated series, if it was going to be one. 2 is my favorite of the bunch. I'm going to say it right here, right now. It's the movie that made me cry. It's a movie that really took the emotional depth of a character and pulled no punches. A lot of surprises. Kung Fu Panda 3, despite coming out in January, it doesn't seem to be a dumping ground because this movie is definitely a really good movie. It's a solid conclusion to a trilogy for an animated feature. It's not the best of the three, but it does succeed in every way that you would want it to as a Kung Fu Panda movie. There are so many actors in this movie, I can't really name him right now because I'll spend like forever doing it, but just know that everybody has fun with their roles. The animation is some of the best animation in any animated movie, period. I don't care what you say. Pixar is more classy, I would say, even though they do have their array of animated features that do seem a little more cartoony. I would say this is one of the more cartoony weapons in DreamWorks' arsenal. But there are moments where you see things you never see in animated movies anymore. There's a whole segment that is two-dimensional. And I'm pretty sure they didn't draw, or if they did, kudos. But there are moments in this movie where it appears as though there is hand-drawn animation at hand. And it makes you miss hand-drawn animation dearly, but the fact that it even exists in this movie gives it so many brownie points. Or should I say dumpling points? Because, Po, the main character, he likes them. Oh, okay, I'm done. The strengths lie in the characters, which keeps you coming back to watch the movie a second, third, fourth time, but it's great that the actual story is compelling. Po, not to spoil anything, but you learn more about his character as these movies progress from 1, 2, and now 3. But you learn a lot about Po in this film too. And the best part about it is, it builds upon the mythology that was brought on in the first 2 movies. And it also may make you cry, because I almost cried again in this movie. There's a scene in this movie that really hit my heart. It tugged on my heartstrings. Terribly. As tremendous, vibrant, and excitingly fast-paced as this film could be, there are plenty of moments where the movie slows down and brings gravitas to emotional situations. And for a kids movie, it takes a lot to do stuff like that. So I give a lot of points. So I give credit where credit is due. The emotional scenes and the scenes where things slow down are handled very well. There are a lot of nice, nuanced character moments that I appreciated for a kids movie too. But even saying all that, like I said before, the film is tremendous and exciting in a very childlike manner. A lot of fighting going on, a lot of little jokes. Some of the jokes, most of the jokes really are for kids. Not that much adult humor, while there is some. It doesn't really hit you hard with the jokes, but it's consistently chuckle-worthy. It concludes the story of a character that you've grown to love over the past few years, and it makes you want to watch the other 2 movies again. It's a fun roundabout for kids and adults. It's a great time for families. Kung Fu Panda 3 is a movie that didn't surprise me. I expected it to be good, but it does bring things to the table that I didn't expect to see for a third Kung Fu Panda movie, and especially that it came out in January. There was a little piece of suspicion in the back of my mind thinking the movie might suck, but it turns out Kung Fu Panda 3 didn't suck at all. It was a great first movie to see in 2016. Well, the first new movie. I saw Star Wars like a few days after the new year. Yeah, not surprising, right? But Kung Fu Panda 3 is definitely a movie you should see. If you haven't seen the first two, see those first. But even if you haven't seen those two, you can go into this cold and have a fun time with it also. It's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good Applebee's meal. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Hua! But now I want to know from you guys, what did you think of Kung Fu Panda 3? Did you enjoy it like I did, or did you have problems with it, quarrels, that I may not have noticed? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and check out my Facebook and Twitter accounts in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm also wearing pajama pants. Hee hee!